Hey, FPL hippie. Nice to see you. So deadline is in half an hour, just to make everybody aware. I used the wildcard chip in Matchday 3, and I plan to use the Limitless chip in Matchday 5. And with this in mind, you can't roll your transfers in Matchday 5, so because you're using the chip. So I've got 2 transfers to use before I use the Limitless chip in Matchday 5, and then I'll have 2 transfers in Matchday 6 again. So the 2 transfers that I make today, maybe a bit of a punt, just to try and get a few points, because if I don't use them, then I'll lose them. So that is my chip strategy. This is my side currently. Hasn't got many problems. The only problem that I have with it is I've got 3 players that are playing, outfield players that are playing today, and then the rest are all playing tomorrow. So then 3 players do well, I'm going to have to leave 3 players on my bench. So I'm thinking the 2 transfers that I'm making, try and buy 2 players that play today. I just added it up. I just added the team value up, mate. I wasn't sure what it was on, so I started just calculating myself, because it's not like FPL, it doesn't tell you. I just added the totals up. But yeah, I'm thinking of selling 2 players that play tomorrow, and I've looked at the Inter Milan lineup and it looks like kind of Hoglu's going to be rested, so I'm thinking potentially sell him. It doesn't feel great to be selling him when he's got PYAiuT next game, because I think if he starts, he could easily get a goal and assist. He's on set pieces, penalties, so he could easily get a few goals. And the other player that I'm thinking of potentially selling is Enzo Fernandez. As a Chelsea fan, I think he might get dropped in this Karabag match and rested for the weekend. He's been carrying a knock. I think somebody like Lavia or Andrea Santos might start instead of him. I was looking at potentially selling DeMarco or Dumfries or Byrne. I was wanting to get BlueSky or Calafiori or Spinazzola, and I've seen the lineups and all 3 of them are not starting, so I've changed my plans. I don't plan to sell Dan Byrne, DeMarco, and I'm thinking instead I'll sell Enzo Fernandez for either Marino or Angucia. He's got 4 goals and 3 assists, Angucia, just like McTominay, so he's a cheap option. And then if all these 4 players are playing, so I'm thinking maybe going with McTominay or Trossard. I think I'm eyeing up Marino and McTominay. I think they're more likely to start. More likely to score McTominay, and I think Marino's starting up front this game week, and it's a 1-week punt. If I don't use the transfer, as I said, I'll lose it anyway, so I'm thinking might as well just use it and see what happens. So if I did make them transfers, this is what my side would look like. I'm thinking of captain Harry Kane. It's a hard game away against PSG, but if he doesn't do well, I've got players like Haaland, Jamal, Rashford on the Wednesday that I'll captain anyway, so it's not the worst if he doesn't do that well. Saying that, do I captain somebody like Marino or McTominay and just go for a 1-week punt and see if they do really well? That could be an option that I'd change my mind, actually. So this is the fixture ticker from now till the end of the league stages. I do plan to use the Limitless chip in Matchday 5, but Matchday 4, 6, 7 and 8. So the Napoli fixtures are Frankfurt, Benfica, Copenhagen and Chelsea. With that in mind, I won't have him for the Karabag match if I get McTominay. Luckily enough, my goalkeeper's starting this game week with Milinkovic-Savic. I've not had any luck with goalkeepers. I've had 0 points from my 4 goalkeepers in the last 2 match days, so hopefully I change that trend and somebody picks up some points this match day. And the good thing about it with Chelsea is I know the lineup for Milinkovic-Savic is starting. If he doesn't do that well, I know the Chelsea lineup tomorrow, and if Sanchez isn't starting, obviously I won't take him out my bench. Then we've got the clean sheet odds, and I think Arsenal are the most likely to keep a clean sheet. Napoli, but Inter have got the really good chance of keeping a clean sheet. That's why I really want to keep Dumfries and DiMarco. If they both don't start, I'm hoping somebody on my bench comes in for them. And here are the chances of goals. Barcelona have got the best chance, second best chance of scoring goals this game, Inter Milan. But Barcelona over the next few match days have got a really good chance of scoring a lot of goals. Liverpool, even though I'm not convinced with Liverpool the last few weeks, they've lost a few games in a row. Liverpool, they did win at the weekend, but I'm not too sure if that 1.79, 2.61 is accurate to what Liverpool are doing at the moment. So here are the fixtures for Tuesday, and we know the lineup for Napoli and Arsenal. I'll go over that in a second. But with that in mind, this is the likelihood of the odds of these teams scoring goals, and Atletico Madrid are at the top. So I have gone for Julian Alvarez as the best captaincy pick. I've gone Saka second, and McTominay third. You could go with Marino. You could go with Højlund if you've got them type of players. I think midfielder option in McTominay is probably just going to get a few extra points if he does score over Højlund, and the same with Saka. I think he's more likely to get an attacking return than Marino, just because he's probably on, well, he probably will be on corners and set pieces, or penalties, maybe on one of the sides of the corners. Declan Rice takes the other side, but that's the three that I'd pick from. I don't really fancy anybody from Tottenham. I don't really fancy anybody from Arsenal. Well, I do fancy for somebody else. I don't really fancy Liverpool. Have got Real Madrid. PSG have got Bayern Munich. So I'm thinking maybe I go with a punt, actually, as captain. I'm thinking maybe I go with Marino of McTominay as the captain this game week, so this match day. So if you think McTominay should be captain, get in the comments and let me know. If you think it should be Marino that's captain, get in the comments and let me know as well, and I'll probably go with the guys that you think should be captain. Just having a quick look. I think I might go with Marino as captain. And then for the Wednesday's fixtures, as I said, Chelsea have got the early kickoff, so the Carabao match could be good for us, but I'm potentially going to sell Enzo Fernandez. I just feel like Chelsea are going to rotate as a Chelsea fan. I just feel like Maresca is one of the managers that does like to rotate quite a lot. I've seen him rotating his back line. I don't think Wesley Fofana will play this one. I see him potentially starting Delap up front and then giving Pedro a rest. So I do see him rotating. So I don't really like that Chelsea fixture, but the luxury we have with the Chelsea fixture, we know who's playing before the Wednesday deadline passes, but by that point we won't be able to make any transfers. And with this in mind, captaincy choices on the Wednesday, I think I'll go with Martinez. I've seen a predicted lineup from Sky Italia, and they've not got Canahoglu starting, so I'm thinking I do sell Canahoglu this match day. I don't really want to sell him when he's got Kirat at home, but I think he will be rested, and I don't want to keep him and then get rested, so I do think I'll sell Canahoglu, even though he's got a really easy fixture, but I think Martinez is linked to be predicted to be starting, so I think he's a really good captaincy option. Haaland, if you've been playing FPL this season, you know how good Haaland is been this season, and you know how he's been for the last few seasons. He's at home against his old side as well. And the way Haaland is, I won't be surprised if he wants to score a couple of goals just to not prove himself, because everybody loves him at Dortmund, I'm sure, but that's the type of player he is. And if Mourinho doesn't work out as captain today, I think I'll go for Haaland as captain tomorrow, me. Barcelona have got a better chance of scoring more goals, but only by a little bit. And with Barcelona, with Fermin Lopez scoring a hat-trick, I think that the goals do get shared a little bit more at Barcelona. But with City, Haaland's clear. If Man City score, it's 90% of the time it's going to be him. So if they get 2.3 goals, you know he's at least going to get one of the goals. With Barcelona, if Barcelona score 2.4 goals, let's say, I think the chances of Rashford getting one is like 0.8, not like a 1. So I think Haaland's probably the better captain. And this is the lineup for Arsenal. And I'm thinking I go for a 1 week punt and go with Mourinho as the captain. Now, I was thinking about captaining Harry Kane, but I think I'll go with Mourinho as the captain. If I'm going to take a 1 week punt on a transfer, why don't I just go for it? Because if he gets a few goals, then I don't have to change my captain on the Wednesday as well. And I could be a massive differential having Mourinho, because a lot of managers won't be buying him. I do probably plan to sell him in match day 6, 7 or 8, because I don't think he'll be a guaranteed player when Gyökeres is back. But I think because I have to use a transfer or lose it this match day, and I can't afford Hinakapi, Gabriel, Saliba or well, I've got Timber. I can't afford the other 3 defenders from Arsenal. I can't afford any Napoli defenders that I fancy. Spinazzola's not starting for Napoli. I can't afford Di Lorenzo. The other 3 defenders I don't really fancy. Milinkovic-Savic is starting for me, and I'm thinking of buying McTominay. I did look at buying Angucia, but he's got the same amount of goals as McTominay this season, so he's a cheap option instead of Mourinho. But I think Mourinho's more likely to score. Angucia's more likely to just play a little bit deeper, and McTominay go a little bit further forward with Kevin De Bruyne injured now for a couple of months. So that is my side. Get in the comment section and let me know if you've got any dilemmas, and I'll try and help you out before deadline. We've got 15 minutes, just over 15 minutes to the deadline. I'll lock in my side in 5 more minutes, so get some questions in just before, and I'll update my squad. So quickly, yeah, I've used the wildcard chip in matchday 3. And one quick one I wanted to just quickly mention, if you're watching, is there is a little bit of a glitch on UEFA Champions League fantasy. If it says you've got 3 transfers and you didn't roll 1 transfer over last match day, don't think you've got 3 transfers, ignore it, because if you do use the 3 transfers and you've only got 2, you'll be minus in 4. A lot of managers wildcarded last in match day 2, and then in match day 3 they thought they had 3 transfers because there was a bit of a glitch, so they made 3 transfers, and then they found out in match day 4 that they minus 4 with them transfers. So just be wary of that if you have got 3 transfers that you haven't actually got them. So just be make sure you use the transfers that you've got if you don't want to use minus 4. So I am thinking of selling Kanahoglu and Enzo Fernandez and getting getting Mourinho and McTominay. The thing that I like about the players like this in Napoli and Arsenal, they play completely different match days to a lot of my other players. They play on a completely different match day to a lot of my other players in my starting 11, well, in my squad. So I have got a bit of a rotation, and that's why I'm buying them, because over the next few match days they'll play on a different day, and at least I'll know that I'm not log jammed like I am now. I don't really like it where I've got a lot of players playing on the same day, especially the second day. I'd rather them all play on the Tuesday, and then I can take the players that don't do well out the side and put them 3 subs on the bench. Subs in. But when you've got so many like this, if them 3 players do well in Timber, Lucy, and Kane, then I'm never going to use my bench this match day. And I do really like Rashford, Burn, and Yilmaz as picks. So if I buy another 2 outfield players for today, at least I'll be able to potentially use my bench a little bit more. And I do think Canahoglu and Fernandes won't play this match day, so I think it's a good 2 transfers for my side. Who would you choose under 8 million midfielder? 8 million. This is a good segment to jump over to UEFA Champions League, mate, and I'll have a quick look at 8 million midfielders, and I'll let you know. So you've got Simeon, you've got Yuma, 8 million, apply filter. Midfielders, 8 million. So De Bruyne's out. Phil Foden. Probably not. It's a bit too steep for Phil Foden. Adeyemi. Gordon's been in really good form for Newcastle in the Champions League. He's on the penalties, but he's a little bit of an injured out. I think he trained today, but I'm not too sure on him. You haven't got McTominay, have you? The prices from 8 million isn't the greatest, is it? So you're probably dropping down even further. You haven't got Barcola, but they've got. It depends. Have you got? I'm going to use the limits in Matchday 5, so that doesn't matter. So I do like McTominay. Obviously, that's the player that I'm buying, so I'm a little bit biased on that pick. But I think with McTominay, he's going to be starting all the time, and he probably rotates better with a lot of your players because there's in match day 6, 7, and 8, there isn't a lot of players that play on different days to a lot of these players, like Barcelona players. They all play on the opposite day, so you need somebody that kind of rotates a bit, and I think McTominay is really good for that. And with De Bruyne injured, I think he's going to take, again, that centrepiece of being the main cog in Napoli's lineup. He's going to be starting tonight. We know he's going to be starting. Frankfurt have been conceding quite a lot of goals, so McTominay could score today. So my shout would be McTominay, but if you don't like that, yeah, I would say Trossard is a nice, half decent one, but with Martinelli back, you don't know if Trossard's going to play long term. After match day 4, Kudus, bit of a doubt. Pedro Neto didn't train today, so I wouldn't be buying Pedro Neto. Yeah, I'll go for McTominay with 8 million. Osimhen, Alvarez, and McTominay for De Bruyne, Kane, and Garassi. It depends. It depends what have you done with your chips? Have you used your chips already? Are you planning to use your Limitless chip? Have you used your Wildcard chip just before I say sell Kane? Because I'm keeping Kane because he plays on the 4th, he plays on the 9th, and he plays on the 21st. I'm keeping Kane because Harry Kane's one of them players that could score in any game week. I do like Osimhen and I do like Alvarez. I do like the Osimhen and Alvarez as picks. Let me have a look at. I just think with Alvarez, it depends if you're using a Limitless chip in Matchday 5 because Inter isn't the greatest of games. Wildcard done, Limitless left for white. Yeah, so Alvarez is a really good pick. I don't hate it. I really don't hate it. I think it's a good pick. I just don't like minusing points, me personally, because then you have to play catch up and hope that your players do really well to afford it. It depends. If you sell De Bruyne and if you sell De Bruyne and get McTominay, you'll have an extra million. I'm trying to work it out. How much money have you got in the bank? Could you not just sell somebody like Garassi? How much is Garassi? I think Garassi's got some good fixtures coming up as well, though. 8.1 million. Oh, he's got Man City, hasn't he? Yeah, no, I wouldn't go for. I'm not against you by selling Garassi. I just think with Harry Kane, if you're using your Limitless chip, you've only got this match day that's a hard one. Then he's got Sporting, UniSG, and PSV, and I think he could easily get 2 goals in each of them games. So I don't really personally like selling Kane, but you can make that transfer without minusing. But saying that, instead of getting Alvarez, you could just get Osimhen, couldn't you? Instead of Garassi, couldn't you? Instead of McTominay, and you still had the money. How much is Alvarez? I think I'd rather Alvarez. So what's Alvarez got? How much is it? I should know this, shouldn't I? I've had a look at him today. 9 million. And Garassi's 8.1. You could do De Bruyne and Garassi to Alvarez and McTominay. I like that a bit more. And keep Kane. What do you think about that, Osley? But I'm going to look into my side while I'm waiting for any comments. Let me know if you've got any dilemmas and I'll try and help you out. But my plan is to get McTominay. I can't believe I'm buying Marino and I can't believe I'm captaining him. I think the luxury you have with UEFA Champions League fantasy is if the captain doesn't do that well, you can change it. And I'm happy to back Erling Haaland on the Wednesday. I have 2 free transferred into Martinelli and Mastano. How much money in the bank do you have with Martinelli and Mastano as well? Martinelli is 7.7 million. And Mastano's 4.5, isn't he? He's a very cheap player. So I'm going to try and do some quick maths. 11, 12.2. That 12.2 million you've got. Or have I done a million too much? 7 plus 4, 11. 5 plus 7, 12.2. Yeah, 12.2. So I do like McTominay, so you've got, then you'd have if you got 1.5 million in the bank. So if you sell McTominay, if you sell Martinelli, you can get McTominay. I do like McTominay for this game week. I think I'm a little bit biased on this. I think I'm probably more biased than a lot of managers are on him. I bought him in Matchday 1. I had him for them 2 and then I sold him and he got 2 goals in Matchday 3 when I used my Wildcard chip. And I think he's got fixtures up till there where you can really use him. And I think in Matchday 8 anyway, everybody plays on at the same time. So if you don't fancy that game, you can just leave him on your bench because we'll have to leave 4 players on our bench anyway, that one. Yeah, I like McTominay. I just don't want to push you into Marino. So if you get McTominay, you'd have 0.7 and then the 4. You have the 6. I think you'll have 6.7 million. Let me have a quick look just before we lock in my side. 6.7 midfielders. What we're looking at. So you've only got 6.7 million. So you have to go down, 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 down. Yildiz is a good one. If you can afford Yildiz, I think that's a good one. I do like him. He just doesn't rotate really well on my side, but he's got Sporting, Bordeaux, Paphos, Benfica, Monaco. He's done really well so far this season. He's trained. There was a little bit of an injury doubt, but he trained. He got an assist and a goal. Matchday 1. Minutes haven't been full 90 minutes, but I do like Yildiz. He was on my potential to buy. Other than that, I'm selling Enzo Fernandez, so I can't really say him. And then, it's Marino. Oh, you have Yildiz. Yeah. It do. Yeah, I'd go Marino. I'd go with 1 week punt and go with Marino. No, I wouldn't. It depends. It depends what you've got chip wise as well. Anyway, he's already got Yildiz, so I think Marino, because you know he's going to be starting this game week. You know he's going to be the main man up front. So them are my transfers. Let's make sure I've got it right. I'm talking. Confirm, and I'm actually going to captain. Do I captain Marino or do I? I think he's going to be playing the number 9. So I think I'm going to captain Marino because they've got no Gokares. I think he's going to play the full 90 minutes. And against this side, I think he's McTominay at home though. And Frankfurt have been conceding. I'm going to go with what's the ownership on them both? 5% owned, 3% owned. I'm going to go with Marino. Let me know in the comment section what you think about the captain choice that I've just done. Do you think it should be Marino or do you think it should be McTominay? Get in the comment section and let me know. I can't remember how to do a poll. Get your sides locked in. We've only got a couple of minutes. I think there's a bit of a delay as well. Oh, -8. But you've given me confidence about captaining Marino. Twill Media. I'm gonna worry if Marino doesn't do well this game week because I've steered people in the wrong direction. I think with this stream, if I've made people or given people advice to go and buy him. Let me just quickly do a poll. Start poll. So let me know what you think I should do, Captain Marino or McTominay. So that is my side locked in, I think. Just quickly, I'll just go back to this and just quickly. I'm just going to go to this. So Arsenal are expected to get more goals than Napoli, and I'm thinking Marino might be a better pick than McTominay as captain. Get them votes in for Marino or McTominay. I want to lock it in before deadline. We've got a minute left. 60% with Marino. Let me have a quick read of my comments. I feel like I have too many differential midfielders with Marino, Simone, but yeah, I do agree with you with that one. It could be a few too many differentials, as you say. Edin California to Gullo to Gabriel. What do you think? I do like Estavo as a good pick for this game week. The worry with Estavo is when Pedro Neto's back for match day 5, 6, he'll probably start, and I don't know if Estavo will start all the time or play 90 minutes. So if you're buying Estavo, be aware that maybe 6, 7, 8, he doesn't start all the time. I saw Zabani, Elise Salah, Hudson, bought Saka, Gabriel Marino, O'Reilly. Yeah, I like that. I like that a lot. I didn't sell Elise just because he's a player that's playing today, and I just wanted some players that play today. I'm not getting Alvarez just because I've got Harry Kane, and I think from game week 6 onwards, I want him. Haaland's just Haaland at the moment, and Rashford's fixtures. I don't really want to sell Rashford because he's got Bruges. I'm going to be limitless chipping in match day 5. Then I've got they've got Frankfurt, Slavia Prague, and Copenhagen. So I think Rashford's a really good pick as well at the price, and he got 2 goals and won a penalty last match day. So I'm thinking he's a good option to keep. I don't really want to sell him. Anyway, the deadline has passed. Good luck in match day 4. Bought him because I'm planning to wildcard next week. Okay, yeah. If you're wildcarding, yeah, I really like Estavo for a 1 week put because Neto didn't train, as I said, and I don't think he'll play. I think he'll rest him for the Wolves game. So I think Estavo will definitely start. Jeez, 103.7. I need to work out how to make money because I'm not. I just did Alvarez and McTominay, no assessment. Yeah. I think you made the right decision just getting Alvarez and McTominay and not getting Osimhen for that -4, because Kane could easily score a goal today, and then you need Osimhen to basically get a goal and assist to make it worthwhile, and then you're putting too much pressure on Osimhen needing it, and by game weeks 5, 6, 7, 8 onwards, I think Kane will outscore him. So I think you probably made the best decision. I will do a deadline stream tomorrow for 10-15 minutes just to go over my team, how we get on, captaincy. So I'll see you all, guys. See you all tomorrow. Good luck with the game week, the match day. Sorry, I'm doing FPL and UEFA Champions League content, so I'm doing both UEFA Champions League and fantasy content. So I'm getting a bit mixed up with, say, match day and game weeks Champions League, or game weeks FPL, match days Champions League. Anyway, I'm going to sign off. Good luck with the rest of the match day, and I'll see you tomorrow for a quick deadline stream. If you're watching this and you haven't subscribed or liked, hit that like and subscribe button. I'm trying to get better at all this kind of stuff. Hopefully, this is better than the one that I did last match day, the deadline stream, and hopefully in the next few weeks and months I get better at all this kind of stuff. I was rushing to get all this kind of stuff sorted graphics wise, so it's all a bit over the place, but hopefully moving forward I get a little bit better at all this kind of stuff. But yeah, I'll see you on the next one. Goodbye.